Kaidon Salter. This is another highly touted run-pass quarterback, this one out of Cedar Hill, Texas, the greater Dallas area, originally signed with Tennessee. After a year, he left there and went to Liberty. In the last few seasons, he has been a really, really unique football player because you don't think of Liberty as a program that's big time and it's going to make everything just go right offensively. That's a school that gets thumped by everybody, right? Well, not really. Salter was a machine. Now, he didn't have as good a year this year because I think, again, kind of like with Thomas Castellanos, they changed the offense a little bit, didn't have as many players around him. C.J. Daniels went to LSU this season. He was with Salter last year. So a little bit of information about Kaidon. He has the arm strength. I don't know if he quite has Thomas's arm, but it'd be pretty close. And he also has, quite honestly, just the ability to let it go. It has a natural delivery. He's really fun to watch throw the football. Not just a guy that's a runner throwing the football. I mean, he's a natural quarterback too. So it's interesting. He throws the deep ball constantly. He wants to take shots, throws it more probably than just about anybody else. It's what I call a feast or famine quarterback in that regard. He's going to have a little more of a lower percentage because of it. But as well as Kaidon throws the football beyond 20 yards from the line of scrimmage, it's hard not to want him to throw some of those. Really good at the rainbow pass. He will absolutely zip one in there on a level one ball. And occasionally he'll try to fit one in between the safety and the linebacker too. He understands the levels. Experienced guy. He's going to be a fifth-year senior wherever he goes next. Really talented. So here are a couple of the things I wrote down watching film beyond the stats. I really like his natural motion. It's calm. He has set feet. He doesn't rush his throws. When guys rush with their feet, like they see a guy's wide open, there's a busted coverage, how often do you see a quarterback just absolutely throw it too far? We've all seen it. I've seen guys throw it into the band on a game-winning throw. It happens. He doesn't do that. Kaidon Salter keeps his feet settled and releases the football. His release is also over the top. It's patient. It reminds you a little bit of a baseball guy that's pretty natural, just a really good athlete the way he throws it. He moves to throw in the pocket. He'll take off. Don't get me wrong. He had a ton of yards rushing, and I'll talk about that in a second. But his first thought is avoid the rush, manipulate my time, allow my receivers to get open, and then make a throw. The most dangerous play in football, in my opinion, is the rush that was missed. Now, what does that mean? The pocket is broken sometimes, and it's just a natural reaction, I guess. DBC, okay, quarterback's in trouble. Even if they flinch for a quarter of a second, that receiver heads the other direction. All of a sudden, that guy who's running the comeback puts his foot in the ground, goes the other direction. Quarterback pops out and sees it over the top. Salter's arm strength, his guts to throw the ball down the field, he makes those kinds of throws on the run. Naturally gifted, you can do that when you have Kaidon Salter's ability. But more importantly, he's always just looking for that, like down the field, escape, then throw. If it's not there, then again, he'll go get you 7-8 yards. Not many guys, even if they're spying on him as a linebacker, are going to bring Kaidon Salter down before he gets 5-6 yards. Too fast, too explosive, too twitchy, and quite honestly, a natural runner. He's got good vision when he gets outside the pocket. So on the run, he'll take some hits and still deliver the football, whether in the pocket or out, but he keeps his eyes down the field. I really like that. Looking at his numbers this year, again, he throws the ball down the field. We're going to compare 2023 to 24. 24 numbers are nowhere near as good. C.J. Daniels not there. They didn't have as many weapons, but 147 to 261, 56.3%, 1886, 7.2 yards per, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He still protected the football pretty good. 2.5 to 1, TD to interceptions, not bad. Third downs, 35 to 74, 47.3%, 5.7, 424, 7 touchdowns, 3 picks, 27 first downs. I think this is another case where CJ not being there hurt. There were a lot of situations in money balls. CJ would come down with the ball. He's the guy who was at LSU this past year, really good player. That hurt. Third and 4 into 6, same kind of deal. 42.9%, 118 yards, 1 touchdown, 6 first downs. He just wasn't as impactful. But if you look at his numbers in 2023, like just passing overall, 177 to 290, 61%, 2,876 yards, 9.9 per attempt. That's elite. 32 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So he was 5.3 to 1 touchdowns to interceptions last year and almost at 3,000 yards. And on top of it, he ran for 1,089 yards, 6.7 per and 12. So how you use him in conjunction to putting, you got to have playmakers outside, obviously, is important. Salter is tremendous at the option. That's something that Liberty did, is they literally ran option, like old school Nebraska, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Texas, whoever you want to say. He would do some of that, and every now and then he would throw it off of that, run RPO. Their offense was pretty fun to watch, going back and look at some of the film. But he is another guy like Castellanos and some of these other really dynamic athletes that you see, Jordan Travis, that if you don't square him up, break down and make a complete form tackle, he will not only make you miss, Kaidon Salter will embarrass you. His feet are like an NBA point guard in that one step this direction or that one doesn't mean he's really going that way. He sets guys up play after play after play, and he'll make 2-3 guys miss on a single play before he even throws the football. You and highlight film in that case. So I'm not surprised that Florida State is coveting him. And with that in mind, Syracuse and Colorado are two other schools that are coveting him. Now, let's talk about that for a second. Syracuse got a dynamic head coach and recruiter. And as it relates to the portal, I don't think anybody's better than Deion. I think that's kind of proven. So I'll be curious to see what his decision is. Does he take all 3 visits? Because, again, Florida State's supposed to get Kaidon Salter in, but that is a unique football player. And if he's put in the right offense with the right players around him, it's proven. He can make plays from the pocket, extending plays or running. He fits Gus Malzahn's offense to a T. I think that would be a tremendous addition to a lot of programs, to be honest with you, but Florida State would be very, very fortunate. When we